Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's having themselves a mighty fine day. Please like the video, subscribe, hit that bell, check the description, stay notified, and let's cry together. Cause you know Currygom about to hurt our hearts, man. Sorry, get to the beginning here. Okay. The king had a hobby of taking naps on his mate's arms or legs. Since he was not a creature who needed sleep, this action was not easily understood by those who didn't know him. Jambavan and Yaksha. But for the king, in this vast universe, this was the only time he could catch his breath in this tumultuous beginning. Hands caressing him under the languid afternoon sun. A whispering voice, a mood that made one feel drowsy. It was all a blessing to him, a precious moment that he did not want to exchange for anything in the world. That day he was lulled into an unusually long and deep dream. He slept so deeply that he didn't even notice that his mate wasn't away. Oh boy. Pain is coming. I can feel it. While his mind cleared, he tried to remember his dream, but could hardly recall anything. It was something very lengthy, and it seemed like he had repeated the same thing over and over again, but he just could not recall any of it. All he could think of was the appearance of his mate a moment before he woke up from his dream. The day you will stain these hands with blood may come, but it is not today, Yaksha. Do not sin for my sake. An ominous dream. Where had his mate gone? It may be a necessary concern, but maybe he could go find her. The moment he stood up with that thought in mind, his clansmate flocked to his bedside. Everyone spoke unintelligible, flustered gibberish. Even in that havoc, he could hear certain words, including his mate's name. So what is he? Is he actually asleep, or is it like the reality that something happened to her is so hard that he's kind of drifting in and out of? I'm not entirely sure what the. Hold on. Let's see if I can figure this out. But the king did not want to try to associate those words with his mate. It must have. I must have heard it wrong. It cannot be. Someone handed something to the king, who was staring blankly, saying how it was the only thing found at the scene. It was his. It was one of his mate's hands. Jesus, freaking Christ, family. Damn. I don't know. Murder spree, bro. Everybody is gone. Like, no. Oh man. I'm hurt. Wait, I just realized that this thing is like right here. Why is this here? Go over there. How long was that there? Messing up my video. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let's keep going. One last god, Kubera, story not by Currygom, side story 10, the Black Bear and the Firefox number 2. Along with Shuri, 5 other clanmates came before their king. The story was that 7 of Shuri's followers plotted to kill the king's mate. Shuri, arriving late, tried to stop them, but Jamavan, who was not at all wary of the clansmates who had come to see her, died in an instant by their hand. Okay, at the very least, it wasn't a prolonged suffering. It was quick and painless, but oh my goodness, fam. Come on, dog. Oh, she got cheesed, eh? After Shuri, overcome by anger, killed 2 of her followers, and just when she was about to kill the other 5 as well, Garuda, who had come on Hanuman's request, restrained them all. I did not expect to see Garuda here. Very interesting. Got the short hair, got the wings are looking majestic as all. Why didn't you tell me first? Well, that I clearly thought I was heading to you, old man. I don't know. Was it a dream? Was I imagining things? So wait, was he hit with some weird imagine? Was it so? Did someone hit them with the transcend? Ah, with a psychological transcendental? In terms of distance, I was closest. That aside, how about making a decision regarding the treatment of these here Yaksha? A scene of him tearing him apart flashed to his mind for a moment, then disappeared. Was it his imagination? No, it was a different kind of feeling than that. He felt like he had killed him before. Was it because of the previous? Is he going through some type of endless cycle? Was it because of the dream he previously had? Are these other possible universes or something? I'm not sure. I feel like there's a double on. There's another message here being hidden here with this dream talk. I don't know if it's just him being dejected by the reality of what's going on, or if there is some semblance of something, a message being disseminated here through the dream. But let me just stop overthinking it and just read. The king's wrath seemingly blocked by something could not escalate any further. Was it Jambavan when she said that you would stain your hands, but not for my sake? Is something she did stopping him? Is there a body part of him that she put in him to stop him from doing something of the sort? I don't know. Those bastards killed Jambavan. What more is it to them? What are you contemplating about? Even I'm thinking like this. Seriously, what are you contemplating? You who are exceptionally angry are more suspicious in my opinion. What? The ones next to you couldn't say a single word until now. It seems we'd better hear their side of the story too. We were wrong. We were wrong. We're sorry. We're sorry, Shurinim. Their apologies were directed not at their king, but at the fox. Oh. Yaksha is not the de facto leader in a lot of their eyes because of Shuri's overwhelming beauty. It was only then that the fox realized what the problem had been. But the water was already spilled. The water, blood, was already spilled. Her overflowing charm, capable of making even the Nastikas addressed her with honorifics, made them prioritize her authority over the feelings of their king, in the end causing them to kill the king's mate. And even in the midst of the mess that they had created them for themselves, they bowed their heads not to the king but to her. Wait, if you all think Shuri's behind all this, you're wrong. Shuri nothing to do with this. We know that regardless of your explanation. He's got Maruna. Maruna got some Garuda isms. I'm giving that to Garuda because he's the first. You know what I'm saying? I considered your charm suspicious from the start. A number two held in higher regard than the king of her own clan. No, I wasn't number two. She may have weakened herself by distributing her parts of her own body, but the original number two was Jambavan. So this was a fight that accomplished nothing, not for loyalty of the king, nor the justification that it was for the clan. Shurinim, it's my fault. I should have let everyone know that Jambavan was the number two. The thought of them messing with their mate of the king like this never even crossed my mind. If it's about that, the same applies to Jamavan and Oz, so there's no need for you to blame yourself. No, not when it comes to me. If things stay as they are, I'm sure the same problem will arise again. No matter who becomes the new mate, as long as I stay here, someone will come along to repeat the same act. So they want the king and Shuri to be together, I guess. They'll kill all who stand next to you trying to make me your mate. Okay. If they fail to kill their victims, the one who attempted the act of killing will end up harmed, and the endless division and slaughter will not cease until the day I become your mate. Then, if you become his mate right now, that would be perfect. Yo, you see the way she's looking at these? Like, you mother. You see that look? She's disgusted, bro. The fox was no longer able to bear standing in the same place as her clanmates, whether this unpleasant feeling was targeted to those around her or herself, the culprit who made those around her behave like that. You have to decide. I will follow your decision, Yaksha. If you tell me to take responsibility and die, I will die. If you tell me to become your mate, I will comply. If neither is the case, then I will leave this place. Hanuman's like, huh? Since this no longer seems to be where I should be. No, what are you saying? Yo, Hanuman's like, my coochie, no, not my bit. Everyone's silent. Say something, convince her, she's going. That's funny. For a long time, Hanuman, who blamed the king who did not stop the fox from leaving, you could have kept her by your side half-heartedly, even if you don't pair up with her right away. I can't believe you're staying alone, cutting her off, and refusing like that. Why don't you take revenge if you're so sorrowful? Refusing to take in Shuri as your mate, but not taking revenge on the ones who killed Jamafan? Seriously, it's sickening. And about the time he seemed to grow tired of the grumbling and blaming, they have heard news that Shuri was living amongst the humans, having built a kingdom, and there also came news that in a method to undo Jamavan's death, she was praying to the primeval gods. Now we're in a blue background. The Shuri Nim, was that Tatia? The Shuri Nim who had left her classmate and is with Vishnu Nim think that it's possible to change the past with Vishnu Nim's help? I wonder, maybe she did a long time ago. She wouldn't tell us if she asked, would she? Don't we might end up making bad memories resurface. It will be adding another burden to a child who has already forgotten it all and found peace. The acronym is even Shurinim a child to you? Of course, they're all children. For us, ever since long in the past, that's how it was. Interesting. The king had gotten used to falling asleep alone. When asked why he slept, he answered in a voice low enough that one might think he was on the verge of sleep. The wait is so long that it exhausts me, so I might as well sleep. That last dream I had that day, I want to dream it again. Christ. Currygom's blog. Side story 10: The Black Bear and the Fox 2. Head massage. Jamavan evolved form is taller than Shuri. It is no drawing mistake that the height difference between Yaksha and Jamavan is not large in the first episode of Side Story 10. Background sponsored by her tail. When she is that terrifying, the fact that she would get crushed to dust if she fights Garuda. Okay. Mind your tongue. How long will Hanuman be safe testing his patience? There are some people who misunderstand that Tatia has been living since the beginning. If you pay close attention to the conversation, you could conclude that a long time has passed by the time of the blue background. Pain, bro. I knew she was gonna hurt our feelings with this one. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. You're mean, Currygom.